Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. We're going to do a comparison video today. We haven't done one in quite a while. Partly because sometimes it's hard to figure out what to do comparisons with, because usually I like to do it within the same car and casting. But yeah. Anyways, today we're looking at LCD models on the right and poster cars on the left. We're of course looking at the beautiful McLaren Speedtail. The two cars that we're actually going to open up and look at are going to be these two in this like ice blue color. But I also did want to show you guys that there are some other color offerings between the two brands. So far, Poster Cars has only released two of them. You have the one in this ice blue, then you also have one in this McLaren orange color. Both of them look really nice. And then for LCD, of course, they have one in the ice blue. They also have one in this like champagne gold color, which looks really cool. And then, of course, in LCD fashion, we've got one in full carbon fiber, which looks amazing as well. If you guys want to see, a review of the three of these, I believe I did do a video of all three of these. Go to my channel page, go to playlist. There should be an LCD playlist up there. You can find the video with all three of them if you just want to see these. But yeah, so we'll keep these in the background to just look at back there. And yeah, we're going to take a look at these. So, Poster Cars, I'll kind of explain both of these brands just in case we have some new people watching. Poster Cars is a brand made by Kinsmart or Kintoy. That is the parent company. I actually think it says it somewhere on there. Maybe not. Maybe not. Don't really know. Yeah, maybe not. But it's made by Kintoy, but the line is called Poster Cars. These are an 8+ model. So I guess technically you could consider these toys. I consider these more of collectibles. They're definitely detailed enough to be like actual model cars and not toys. Even though, and the reason I say that is because Kintoy and Kinsmart, they do make toys. It is a lot of their products that they sell are toys. But to me, these are more like model cars. But they do come in on these bases with the acrylic cover, just like the LCD over there does. And then they come in this little sleeve. You've got this little card in the back. It does come out, and it just has a little bit of information about the car. So the first cars that the only cars that they've released so far are this Hypercar League collection. Of course, this is the McLaren Speedtail in 164 in Speedtail Silver. This is Poster Cars number 13. Their number scheme is super straightforward. They literally just tell you, hey, this is model number 13. This orange one back here is model number 14. So super easy to kind of look and figure out. They are all officially licensed. As you can see, you've got your Aston Martin, Bugatti, Koenigsegg, Lamborghini, McLaren, Pagani, and Porsche licensing back there. So they are all officially licensed, which is really nice. And then you actually have like the legal lettering for each of the licenses up here. So that is very cool. So nothing to worry about with Poster Cars. They are 100% legit. And as far as price point goes, these Poster Cars, they might be a little bit harder to find now because these have been out for a while, but for retail price, these do go for about $10 USD. So they are quite a bit cheaper than like a Mini GT, depending on the model. Some models, sell out, people charge more for them. That's just like anything on the secondary market. But roundabout, you're looking to pay $10. I've seen some go for less than $10. I've seen go for a little bit more. So we'll just say on average about $10 for these, which for what you get, I think is very fair. So that's kind of a quick introduction to Poster Cars. They are still a new brand as far as the 164 premium cars go. They haven't released anything in quite a while, but they do have some stuff coming. They have some new models on their website, so that is good. LCD is another brand. LCD Models is the full name. This is a brand that produces very high detailed diecast cars in 164 scale. If you guys have watched any of my videos before, I know a lot of you have, you guys know that I absolutely love LCD models. As far as 164 scale goes, they are diecast, not resin. These are diecast, keep that in mind. But as far as 164 premium diecast goes, these are some of the most detailed models out there. As far as, and also keep in mind that these are also licensed officially. So here's the packaging. It comes in these nice boxes, and then the acrylic thing is inside. And you've got McLaren Speedtail there, 1/64 scale, the brand. Just nice, plain, simple, white packaging. I feel like that's all you need. You have a little render of the car right there, like a little 3D render. McLaren Speedtail real big on the back, and then another render on the bottom. You have all your warnings and whatnot. You have your McLaren licensing sticker right there, official product, which is good. And then there's the SKU for it, 1/64 McLaren Speedtail in blue. So very cool. And then there's the actual lingo right there for the licensing as well. Then some more information about where to contact the brand, the website, the email, where they're located in China. And yeah, so very high detailed. So this is this is going to be a good comparison, because there are the poster cars does hold up really well to this LCD, and you guys will see that momentarily here. But LCD doesn't produce a lot of models either. They definitely produce more models than poster cars does. But they are often much slower to release cars, which I don't think is a bad thing at all. You know, take your time, get the model right. I think that's my biggest thing. So we'll take these off the bases. There's nothing super fragile about either of these. But yeah, so I really like poster cars because it's an opportunity for people to get pretty decently detailed diecast at a pretty affordable price, even cheaper than Mini GT in most cases. And so that's a really cool thing about poster cars, and the detail you get for that $10 is pretty substantial. But here are the two cars. So right off the bat, we'll get it out of the way, guys. Let's start off with a roll test. I know it's blurry. We kind of have to zoom out a little farther than I'd like to. Actually, no, we can move it down a little bit. Move it down a little bit. Zoom back in. Now it's in focus. All right. So here is the poster cars. Does it roll? Yes, it does. It does indeed roll. Rolls pretty smooth too. Not too bad at all. So poster cars passes the roll test. LCD models. Let's see. LCD models does roll. It does not roll as well as the poster cars, but it does in fact roll. The wheels spin freely. I think where it's getting hung up is these front wheels, because these do have these aero discs on them, but yeah. It does roll though. This aero disc is moving a little bit. So yeah, definitely both do roll. Poster cars does roll a little bit better though. All right, so now that the roll test is over, we can actually begin the comparison. So let's go ahead. We'll kind of look at the poster cars version first. So these are supposed to both be in the same exact color. So we'll get up close. We'll kind of look at the paint. The paint on the front end right here actually does look really nice. It's a really beautiful metal flake ice blue color. Once you get to the side right here, though, in certain lightings, the paint kind of looks a little splotchy and a little thin. It's hard to see on camera. You can see it a lot more clearly in person when you're looking at the model, but kind of throughout here, the paint does get a little splotchy. Just on the sides though, because once you go back to this back area right in here, the paint actually starts looking really nice again. And then on this side, again, just a little bit splotchy in there. So the paint quality is good. It does have a couple issues. This is a full die-cast metal body, of course, and then paint on top of that. But yeah, overall paint is pretty good on this one. The wheels, you do have the aero disc on the front right here, which is kind of like the thing for this McLaren Speedtail. And these are stuck in place, so they don't spin. At least they shouldn't spin. And then the wheel behind that rolls freely. The wheel is a little bit loose compared to that aero disc. You can kind of see that right there. So there's a lot of floppiness in the wheel. And same thing goes for the other side. The back wheels are pretty solid. They're just on your normal axle, so they're pretty fine. But yeah, the wheels do kind of flop around a little bit, but the fact that the aero disc is there and doesn't move, I think it's definitely excusable. Because then once you put it down on a hard surface, and you're kind of rolling it, they don't really flop around too much, maybe a little bit. But yeah, overall, I think the wheel design on this is really nice. The wheels and the aero disc are done in a really nice gunmetal gray metallic color. These poster cars for $10 do have brake details. You can see the brake rotor back there, and there's two orange calipers on this one. You got one up here on this front side, little bit longer, and then a shorter one back here in that top right position. I do not know if these front wheels have brake details. It's a little hard to see. I would probably imagine that they don't, because they don't really need them with the aero disc being there. But you can see the spokes of the front wheel, and they are in that same metallic gunmetal color. So very nice wheels. Wheels and brake details on the poster cars are definitely really nice. On the side of the car right here, you do have the little cutout for the rear view mirrors, or like the little camera. These cameras pop out, and then there's a screen up here on the dash that displays your 2 side mirrors. I guess kind of a way to like cut off drag, because this is a this car is definitely geared towards top speed. But in my opinion, this is one of the most beautiful cars ever created. I love the McLaren Speedtail. But going up to the front, you do have acrylic headlights up here, actually. So right in this little crevice where the headlight is, there is an acrylic cover, and there is actually LED details back in there. There's a good view of it right there. There's LED details back in there behind the acrylic. And that'll be the same for both sides. This side's a little harder to see because of the lighting, but it is there. So headlights are very nicely detailed. You just have a black lip up here at the front. Obviously, these will go in the sides and vent into the wheel wells, of course. A little bit of black contouring around the edge right there and right there. And then I'm assuming these are like a couple sensors up at the front. But yeah, the front end looks really good. You've got a couple vents in the hood right here as well. You got a McLaren badge front and center. Not super legible, but it is there. And yeah, overall front looks pretty good as well. Going around to the back, we'll look at the back and then we'll look at the interior. You do have Speedtail on the license plate back here. The taillights on this one are just painted on with some red paint. So it would have been really nice if they could have done acrylic, but with how far up underneath these LEDs are, it would be kind of hard, because when you look at it from the side angle right there, you can see those LEDs are like in there. So definitely don't mind that. You do have Speedtail lettering right there as well, which I think looks pretty good. And then up in there, you do have McLaren lettering too. Very hard to see, but it is there right up at the top. So that all looks pretty good. And then on the bottom right here, you do have some big vents, and not really too much detail on this back portion, but the bottom is flat, which is of course pretty standard for these supercars. And these poster cars do have a plastic base. That is one of the reasons they're able to make these so cheap, is plastic bases held together with 2 screws so you can take them apart. They do tell you what the car is on the bottom, which is always a good thing. And that is a pretty good overview. You do have some detail back here over this back portion, some red accenting and some like mesh detail. Interior is colored, so you've got some white and black details going on in there. So overall, pretty nice on the interior. You got that center bucket seat. And yeah, I feel like that is a pretty good key highlights for the poster cars. Let's go ahead and take a look at the LCD now, and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end. So the LCD also does have the aero disc wheels. These, however, do kind of spin a little bit. They're not supposed to, but you can get them to turn a little bit, unless the real car is supposed to have them turn. But I believe they're supposed to just be in this position right here. And now it's not wanting to. So yeah, a little finicky with the aero discs on these. These are just going to be in black plastic. They're not carbon fiber or anything. The one on this side, I believe, is in the proper position. But yeah, the wheels do spin behind there. They're not floppy like the poster cars was, which is a good thing. I'm trying to make sure it's in the right position. So yeah, there should be brake details behind these wheels as well, but I can't see it. Not on these front wheels with that big aero disc. But the wheels do look really nice. They've got some nice silver accenting. You can see it a lot better when we go back to the rear ones. You've got glossy black and then silver accents. You've got the little McLaren logo in the center right there. And you can see there is a silver caliper right there on the left. And there's also one up in the right there as well. And I believe that this one does have drilled rotors as well. So very detailed wheels and brakes on this one. Quite a bit better than the poster cars in my opinion. That goes for this side as well. Looks really nice. Side profile of the car is, again, really nice. These are both 1/64 scale. They should be pretty much the same size. As far as the paint goes, we'll touch on the paint next. I think the paint on the LCD version is perfection. It is perfect. Again, that ice blue color, metal flake, you've got all that metallicness in there. It looks super clean. I don't see any imperfections in the paint. It is just all really nice looking on this one. So nothing bad to say about that. Both of these have really nice paints. I do think the LCD's paint is a little bit better. There's a little side by side. The LCD does look a little bit more metallic. But yeah, we'll kind of compare back and forth between the two at the end. On the front end right here, this one does have the McLaren badge at the front. This actually is a separate piece. It's like a little photo etched piece. Can't really read it, but it is reflective. You got some chrome and then some black. It looks really nice. Headlights on this one, just like the poster cars, are acrylic, and you can see the LEDs in there. So very nice. Got the same little holes and sensors and stuff up at the front. Front splitter looks pretty much the same with that venting. Hood looks pretty much the same. Interior as well also looks the same with the black and the white, except just a little bit different. But you actually do have a little bit of extra color in on the poster car or the LCD version. You can actually see some red where that seatbelt buckle is. You can see the seatbelt buckle on that right seat right there. And then also there is some color on the screens in there. So when you look inside the car, it comes to life. So you've got these display right in front of the right in front of the steering wheel, and then you've got like the two side screens that show like the left and right mirrors and stuff. So very detailed interior on the LCD models, and yeah, it looks really good. Aside from that, all the glass paneling and all the like black trim and stuff going throughout the windows looks pretty much the same. The venting back here is more or less the same, honestly. I don't really see too many differences. The LCD might be a little bit more detailed back here in this mesh, but to me, they both look pretty good. And again, you have the little cameras that come out. So yeah, it looks really good. Coming back to the rear end, this one also, I believe, just has painted taillights. I don't think that those are acrylic. However, this one is missing the little LED bars that are up at the top that are a bit longer. So you can see on the poster cars version, you've got two little LED lines, like the main brake light, and then there's probably like a blinker or something. The LCD is missing that, interestingly enough. But again, you do have Speedtail on the license plate, so they both have pretty much the same license plate. But this one is actually missing the lettering on the back here, which is something I hadn't noticed before. So you see the Speedtail lettering in white on the actual black portion. This is on the poster cars, by the way. And then you also have McLaren lettering up at the top right there too. This LCD models is missing that, which kind of blows me away. They don't usually miss stuff like that. Maybe they just couldn't do it. Maybe it was too small. Yeah, very interesting. However, the exhaust on this one is a lot more detailed. So you've kind of got like the exhaust tips coming out. They look like needles, like the tips of needles. But yeah, they're coming out. That's all done in silver. And then you also have like some textured heat shrouds coming over the top of the tailpipes as well, which looks really nice. And then the whole bottom of the car has this like simulated textured carbon fiber accent to it, which is honestly kind of cool as well. The base on this one is plastic as well, but I don't really mind because these are more of a display model in my opinion. So yeah, both of these have plastic bases. LCD models also does tell you what the car is. Why is that so hard to see? 164 McLaren Speedtail. So yeah, very nice wheels. Again, different sizes. The tread on these look pretty nice. Tread on the poster cars looks pretty nice. So with that being said, I think both of these for the price are amazing models. If you can pick one of these up for $10, I think it is a really good deal. You've got all the nice stuff on the wheels and the brakes, and the paint is really nice. You've got acrylic headlights. Really, really nice. And you also have this stuff on the back right here too. LCD is quite a bit more detailed. You can see that right away when you look at the wheels. I think the paint is a little bit better. The interior is a lot more detailed. You know, you've got more color on the exhaust, the carbon fiber like bottom side. So definitely do think that LCD is the better detailed car. But when it comes down to it, I I think these are both pretty dang good for the amount of money. And I honestly, it's going to come down to my recommendation. We'll go over my recommendation in the end, but kind of do like a side by side. Also kind of compare the size. The size of these two castings looks spot on. Let me see if I can kind of put them together like so. So yeah, that's like a complete mirror of the car. That actually looks really cool like that. So yeah, the casting size for both of them looks identical. I don't see any differences in the casting at all, actually. They both look really good. Very true to size. But I do, as far as the paint goes, I think the paint on the LCD does look a little bit better because it's a little bit more metallic and shiny. But the paint on this one is really nice as well. It's just a little bit lighter, but that's just because this one's a little bit more metallic looking. The wheels, definitely the better wheels goes to LCD models. I don't think anybody could argue that the LCD has worse wheels. I don't like that the aero discs move on the LCD because they don't move on the poster cars, but yeah, wheels definitely look better on the LCD. Paint is slightly better. Other than that, though, well, I guess the interior is worlds better on this one as well. But this one does have a colored interior for $10. So that's honestly a really good value. So both of them have pretty good interiors. Obviously, LCD is a little bit better. Poster Cars has some details that the LCD is missing. But then at the same time, the LCD has some details that the Poster Cars version is missing back there. So honestly, they kind of go back and forth, and I think they both hang on with each other really well. If one of you guys tells me that you like the Poster Cars more, I can't blame you at all. It's a beautiful model, really well done for the price point too, for about $10 USD. This one right here, I know I haven't really said the price. You can find these for about $20 USD. $20 to $25. So I would say let's say this one goes for 10 to 12, this one goes for 20 to 25. So this LCD is about twice as much money as the Poster Cars. With that being said, I don't really think there is a clear winner here. I think for what you get for a $25 model from LCD is absolutely incredible. I also think what you get from Poster Cars for a $10 to $12 model is incredible. Both of these cars are phenomenal. That's why this is such an interesting comparison video to do, is this completely comes down to your preferences. And that's all there really is to it. It's literally, if you want a Speedtail, it's whichever one you feel more comfortable going with. If you don't want to spend the $25 on this one and you just want to spend $10 to get this, definitely do it. It's honestly an amazing model. If you want to spend a little bit more and get a little bit more detail out of it, definitely go with the LCD. I don't really have much more for you guys on that. They're both, put them like that. They're both really amazing models. And like I said, I love the Speedtail, so this is kind of a fun video for me to do. But yeah, definitely can't really pick a favorite. Well, I can say my personal opinion. I do like the LCD more because I like these supercars to be as detailed as possible when I can. But honestly, I had this one before I had the LCD models. These came out before they did. And when I got this in, I was super excited to have a really nice looking Speedtail in 164. So honestly, you can't go wrong with either one. It really just comes down to how much money you want to spend on it. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions or have any comments or anything, if you want to let me know which one is your favorite, all that stuff, leave it down in the comments below. And look forward to hearing what you guys think about these. But yeah, both of these are awesome. But yeah, with that being said, we'll catch you guys in the next video.